we go.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Run In Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, and that guy next to me is the Jimmy to my Jay Uso. Yeet. What's up, Sped? What's going on, brother?
No yeet. I don't know why we have to do this. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great. It's just cold outside. I hope you guys are warm because this is going to be a great episode of the Run In tonight.
Well, luckily, you don't have to do a show outside, so you don't have to worry about it.
I'm just going to sweat the whole time with the wood stove right here.
We should do that for like a punishment one time. You have to do the show outside in the cold just to see what happens.
Oh, man. It probably freeze up the PC right away.
Probably. And our first comment, just got to put it up there. We will get to our normal first comment from Lady Alpha here in a second, but Mike is the boss. Yeet.
No yeet.
I like it. Actually, Mike is the ruler because I am a big Obafemi fan, so we will stick with that. But we will start the show now, as we do every week. Welcome to the Run Wrestling Podcast, your home for all things wrestling, hate-free and drama-free. Please join the discussion, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We are building our way to 150 subscribers right now. We're at about 119 last time I looked, so we're well on our way. I would love to be at 100. You know what? Let's go big. I want to be at 200 by WrestleMania. That's our next goal. 200 subscribers by WrestleMania. I think we can do it. So make sure you go tell a friend to tell a friend. We are drama-free, hate-free wrestling podcast, judgmental-free except for each other because I will judge Sped all the time, and he's free to judge me as well. That's what we do. We will not judge you for any takes you have because it's all love here. We love all wrestling, no matter whether you watch AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, Stardom, GCW, MLW, ABCD, EFLG, whatever you want to watch. It's all good as long as it's a lot of wrestling because that's what we talk about. There you go. But as you can see from the title, we will talk about the week in wrestling. Starting off, it's a big week, man. Did you see any good wrestling? I guess
I saw a lot. Yeah, I saw a lot of great wrestling. I mean, great news that have been going on this week. I just don't understand some things that are going on with the ROH champion right now. There's just I don't understand.
I don't think anybody does.
But I mean, other than that, it was a great week in wrestling. I mean, next week we're getting really good matches. I mean, some stuff that we didn't think we were going to see.
We will
possibly didn't think we were going to see again.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for checking us out.
Wrestling Report. We appreciate you checking out. Hopefully, enjoy what you see. If you do, make sure you subscribe if you're not already. And if you do, shout it out. Tell a friend. Tell them to come join. We want as many people as possible. So hopefully you like what you see, and we appreciate it. Lady Alpha, our day one fan, our number one fan, saying hello as well. And as you can tell, I try to get as many comments up on the screen as possible so everybody can see whether you're watching on Twitch, X, YouTube. I think that's it. I don't really do Facebook a whole lot, even though we are starting to try to do Facebook. So @ Big Mike or the Running Wrestling Podcast on Facebook as well. Just started a page. Go like it. It will help us be able to go live, do reels and shorts on Facebook and stuff as that, just in case TikTok gets banned, because we are on TikTok _ Big Mike 27. So hopefully we can do something if they get banned. Go check out Sped and myself on YouTube and Twitter. And TikTok, wherever, all the things. Go check us out everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
But we will get into it. As you can see, I hit the wrong button there, so we will do that. Our normal, we will start off with Monday Night Raw, episode 2 of Netflix. More, I guess, more normal for us Raw viewers. It wasn't the big special like they had the first week. What'd you think about it?
I thought it was better. I thought it was. Listen, I know they cut it short, by 30 minutes, like, normal runtime, and then everybody was complaining about Penta, but I thought that match was phenomenal, but I thought everything about the show was great. They did storylines, did progress. We did get some new ones. I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen with the Intercontinental Championship coming up. We got Breakers looking at what TC said, Sheamus, you got Ludwig Kaiser. You got a lot of guys lining up for that one. And then you also had the IC. What was that? That was this one. Yeah, the IC title. I had to think about which one that was on.
There's a lot
of good stuff.
So we appreciate it, Chokeslam. I'm pretty sure I thought you subscribed. I'm pretty sure I've subscribed to yours as well. I have to go double check. If not, I will do that as soon as the show's over. And definitely, I hope we can collaborate one day. We are looking to do a lot more collaborations in 2025. We have a special announcement about some collaborations coming up later in the show.
Oh yeah.
So I will definitely hit you up, DM you on X, and we will work something out where we can collaborate in the future. But we will go through Raw, and it was the debut of Penta. Great match, in my opinion, with Chad Gable. The perfect opponent for him to debut. Very safe worker, very athletic. He's probably one of those guys on there that you can throw anybody in with, and he's going to have a great match. Plus, he's got the heel character, so he comes out in San Jose, which is going to be a great Latino community there. So, debuting him there is definitely a thumbs up there. One of the bigger heels in the company. I thought the match was great. What did you think about the match?
First off, hats off to Jamie Noble for producing that type of debut. That's how you produce a debut right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That was a great match. You're correct about saying Chad Gable is the perfect guy to put him up against. But now, like I said, I'm ready to see what's next. What is going to happen in round 2 between those guys? There's a PLE coming for this man. But yeah, he's right. It was an epic match. I don't agree with all the hate that he was getting. I know some people, it was more likes than the dislikes that I saw. I like the likes better than the dislikes is what I should say. Sorry. But this match was phenomenal. Great way to bring him in. I loved his promo at the end. Loved his Spanish. How he went into Spanish. Better in Spanish than English. We all know that, which is still great. So is Shinsuke. We all love Shinsuke's promos in Japanese. We're gonna love his promos in Spanish.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. All the stuff about his daughter crying, all that, and then get over it, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If I ever had made a debut on television and my family's watching it and not crying, I would worry about what they felt about me, kind of thing. If I was able to realize a dream in front of them, it's an emotional time. It happens.
Oh yeah.
No disrespect to her. I mean, it was a great moment for her and her family. He's been working for this his whole life. But I agree. I do want to see where it goes next. Personally, I hope he here sometime in the near future fights Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
I do not want him anywhere near the LWO joining it or anything like that. So hopefully, I would love to see a greatest luchador match, because they played up the whole he's the second best luchador in the world kind of thing. Just wait till you see his brother. He may be at that point. But that's a show down the road. But I would love to see him and Rey Mysterio. Hell, make that a WrestleMania match. That would be amazing to see Penta and Mysterio at WrestleMania, and hell, make it a mask versus mask match.
Damn it! I already did it. All right, Dom calls Ray his mask. That'd be amazing.
Well, so and I've thought about this. So you've got Dom slowly turning face.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you're going to turn Dom face, he can't be the one that retires Rey Mysterio, because he's going to lose all that face value. He's going to be a heel again. So if you're trying to build him as a face, now's not the time to have him retire his dad. What you can do is do this match. Let Penta start being a heel a little bit once the new wears off and people start, let him start kind of having heel tendencies.
Oh, yeah.
Let him go mask for Rey Mysterio, beat Rey Mysterio for his mask at WrestleMania, and then Rey Mysterio hands it down to Dominic. Talk about making him the ultimate babyface at that point, turning him from the biggest heel in the company to what would be one of the biggest baby faces if Rey Mysterio and him make amends and Rey hands him his mask and says, carry on our legacy as the Mysterios. Dom is number one babyface at that point. And then you could have Dom and Penta have a feud after that. They could go until SummerSlam, and then that's a ready-made SummerSlam match.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great match. That'd be a great match. It would. But wouldn't Rey Fenix be in WWE by then?
I don't know. I don't know how long. I don't know how long he's got on AEW. I don't know how long.
I don't know how much longer he has.
So yeah, I agree. TC, no LWO for him.
No, I
don't want him in Legado either. I'm glad he's on Raw, not SmackDown. It's okay to have Latino people who are not in a group. It's okay.
Yeah, but can we agree that Legado del Fantasma is more believable as a better faction than LWO?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We can agree with that. The gloves are cool. I don't know if they're selling the gloves. I know they're selling the masks. The masks are expensive as shit.
I
Like,
want the
they're
mask.
$75 a mask. Yeah, they're almost sold out. So if you want one, you better hurry up.
I
'Cause
want one.
last I heard, they were almost sold out. I'm sure they'll
They'll
restock it.
restock. Yeah.
They should sell the gloves if they were smart, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely great debut. Hopefully, there's big things coming for him. They will prominently feature him until his brother gets there, and then they will take over the tag division. Hopefully.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Next, we have the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion, a decision that I know Lady Alpha will not be happy with. It is Lyra Valkyria over Dakota Kai to win the first ever IC women's title belt. What'd you think of the decision?
Listen, first thing I have to say this. I still like Dakota Kai. Don't get it twisted. I love her. She's a great wrestler, but the right woman won here. Okay? Valkyria can elevate a title. She did it with the NXT. She had great matches in the with the NXT Women's Championship. She's gonna do the same thing. All right. If they're really pushing these next generation, it's the next 4 horsewomen. All right. Becky already gave the passing to Lyra once upon a time already before she left. So it's time for Lyra Valkyria to show everyone that she really is the chosen one from Becky Lynch. And I think this is what's going to happen. I like this move. It was a great match, though. Don't get it twisted. Great match. Yeah. I just like the decision.
Yeah, and I spoke to somebody about this. It may have been on Twitter, or it may have been a comment on one of a YouTube video I was watching earlier in the week. You've got your new U.S. champion in Chelsea Green, who is going to be more. She's not going to be a workhorse champion. She can be, but that's just not her character. Her character is, the heel who's going to pick and choose her battles. Is not going.
Yep.
That's just Chelsea's character. It's what she's good at right now. So you need the IC champ to be something different. So you need a workhorse. You need somebody who's going to come out every week, defend it in long form matches, just like you would think of an IC workhorse champion. We'll talk about workhorses later on in our run-in matchmaker, brought to you by Sped and Stampede. So we will notice that. But they were workhorses. And the one thing they had in common is they can go those long matches. They can go those long times without getting injured. And unfortunately, as much as I love Dakota Kai, she hasn't proven that she can do that without getting injured. So you need somebody who can do that workhorse schedule and match schedule and not look, everybody may get hurt. That chance is everywhere, but Dakota Kai has a better chance of getting hurt than Lyra does, just based on history.
Yep.
And that's not being mean to Dakota. I love Dakota Kai. She's one of my favorite characters, but that's just the truth. So in this instance, Lyra was the better choice to put the IC title on because you want it to be different than the US belt. You want it to be the workhorse. But no disrespect to Dakota Kai. She was great in that match. She's a great performer. I think she will come back and try to fight for it again at some point. But just the right choice to do it here. My question, though, coming off of that, which we will hit a couple of comments before I asked Dakota Kai, that was an obvious choice. So there you go. And even Lady Alpha warming up to the Lady Bird, she performed better. So you're not mad about it. I like it. Look, she's winning you over. Just like I said in our behind the scenes preview or pre-show, it's kind of like a fungus. She's going to grow on you.
Yep.
There we go. Who do you want to see go after that title first?
Well, honestly, and I know it's not going to happen. I know she's going to keep that title for a little bit, but I would love to see Zoe Stark have that title. We're talking about workhorse champions. That could be your workhorse champion right there. She is phenomenal in the ring. I would love to see her get it. Selena Vega, I would like to see her actually have a run with the mid-card championship. And we can't forget about potentially Piper Niven going over to Raw one of these days. She would be perfect for the IC title.
Yeah, it's very true. I agree with a couple of those. I think Zoe Stark should be her first challenger. Just because she brings that legitimacy. Even if she
Even
is
in the
with the
PFC.
PFCs,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, with or without the PFC, you can still have great matches. I'm not thrilled with the group. I think they got saddled with a stupid name,
Yep.
and I don't know that they've done a whole lot with it. So I don't know. But Zoe is a phenomenal rush. She can actually go through all three of the PFC one by one, and that would make her a huge title run right there.
Yeah.
And Zoe,
Shayna and Sonya.
yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, Sonya. I was blanking on Sonya because I wanted to say Shayna last because obviously Shayna to me would be like the final boss of that group because she's obviously the baddest woman of the three, in my opinion.
She is.
So she should be the final person. Yeah, they're portraying Sonya as the leader, but Sonya to me is the biggest threat out of all three of them.
Yeah,
or Shayna is the biggest threat out of all three of them. So I would like to see her face her last. Let them go through the other two. But you could run through all. They've got the history because they've had run-ins with. She's had run-ins with PFC in the past, so the history's there that you could build that story. Let her run through all three of them, and you've already got three great defenses against three really good wrestlers who are MMA style based, so it gives you that more legitimacy for that title run. And then you go on and face anybody you want to after that. Yeah, I definitely think Zoe should be up first. They've got history in NXT. They should have a really good match. They've had good chemistry before, so I think that would be a perfect defense for her going first to make a big splash going on the title. All right, next up, you've got the big announcement from Karrion Kross that the Wyatt Six have suddenly been moved from Raw to SmackDown. Kind of a surprise mid feud with the Final Testament, but so what are your thoughts on them moving to SmackDown? What's the deal? I
think it's protection. You can't have Final Testament and the Wyatt Six on the same brand. Like look. The Final Testament has grown to be something bigger than what it was supposed to be. When Karrion Kross started planting the seeds months ago with Roman Reigns, with Jey Uso, with Kofi Kingston, and everybody else, Xavier Woods, Miz, everybody. When he started planting that, nobody was really paying attention until he started pointing out, like, hey, what happened after I was the last one to deal with him? Things went south. So I think this is protection on the Wyatt Six to make them still have that dark aura. They could be on SmackDown. They could be prominent. They could be tag team champions. They could be United States champion. And if they want to, one day, not now, but if they want to, they can try to throw the WWE championship, or unless the world heavyweight title is going to SmackDown as well. So you could do, there's so many things that you could do, but you're right. They haven't done a lot with the Wyatt Six yet. And I think you can do a lot more on SmackDown than you can on Raw,
this is
right now.
What Sped's referring to, TC's comment that they haven't done.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree. But I will tell you, to me, the perfect there's two scenarios on SmackDown that you could put the Wyatt Six in and it would fit perfectly with both their gimmick and what they should do. The second one I will get to later on when we talk about another segment. But the first one is you look at the tag champs. Yeah. Johnny Gargano and DIY. What did Johnny Gargano do? He just turned on someone who he considered family.
Yep.
In the Motor City Machine Guns. They all came up together. They were best friends. They were family. It's perfect for them to go straight to SmackDown, go after Johnny Gargano, and they could be the next tag champs.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
You've got, Loomis and those guys have history because they were all part of the way in NXT. So he knows Gargano. So that connection's there as well. Just like you had with the Miz and everything else with Loomis and everything. So there's tons of connections to DIY that they can go straight in and be in a tag team title match, which I don't think really fits in with Raw now that you've got, the War Raiders as tag team champs. I think this will actually elevate them a little bit to where they can go after titles and it makes more sense.
Yes.
Because you send them after the War Raiders or Gunther or Braun Breaker, it just doesn't make sense with their character.
None.
You can send them after a few people on SmackDown and it would make sense in their same gimmick.
Yes. Yeah, no, and I get what you're saying. Yeah. I like what TC said. They weren't, the buzz was nice. The buzz was nice. They were coming back. We thought we were going to get more of them, and then it just fizzled out. You know, maybe we can get that excitement back the way you were talking. That is a great way to get the excitement back, you know. But we also need to have separate feuds going on. You got a 6 foot tall plus man in Eric Rowan, right? He's not in a tag team. He could be in the mid card if you want it, or you could have him just be the bodyguard to Uncle Howdy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be clear, I think it should be Gacy and Loomis is the tag team that goes after DIY.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
there should be Rowan should be doing something completely different.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you got him, and he's not doing. He's just in triple 6-man tag. You know, look, there's so many things that they could do, and with this new merge, they could do a lot of things. You know.
Yeah, and just imagine how cool it would be if Chelsea turns on Piper, and then 2 months from now they could go after Chelsea.
Yeah,
she's turned on Piper. Yeah, you could have Carlson, Chelsea Green going for the U.S. title. I mean, there's a lot more storylines that they can get into that actually mean something on SmackDown that they cut on Raw. So I think it's a really good move. Plus, Cross can go and do. He could feud with anybody at this point. The Final Testament and Karrion Kross aren't handcuffed by who they feud with because no matter who it is, there's always that chance that they turn heel afterwards. So even if he loses a feud, he still may win it in the long run. That's one of the coolest things about Karrion Kross's character.
Yep.
That no matter what happens,
he's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the winner. Oh yes.
I think that.
It'd be real nice to see Loomis and Gacy as champs together. Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you saw the Raw where they and granted they were helped to lose. I mean, because you had name just left my head.
Paul,
the old guy. Yeah, Paul. We'll just say Paul. I can't remember his last. I tried to remember his last name. I knew Paul. But they cheated to win. Obviously, they got beat in the feud, but that's fine. Looking up for big things for both factions going forward. I thought it was interesting when The Miz and Sami Zayn got into it. Sami Zayn looked at Karrion Kross, said, "Well, I guess now we got to deal with Sami Zayn." And then he looks at him and goes, "We? I don't know what you're talking about."
I don't know what you're talking about. I love that. Like that Paul Erling. That's who it was.
Thank you, Jay.
I was thinking of
Jay's followed us. Yeah, I don't know which
guy. Yeah, I was thinking of the MLB guy who just passed away. His last name, Bob Uecker. Uecker. That's who it was. Yeah. Uecker.
Yep.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Bob Uecker. Great baseball player, broadcaster,
phenomenal.
Actor. Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, he was in everything, and TC was there when that happened. So cool, nice. Next up, Priest finally finishes off Finn in the street fight. Couple of cool spots you see there. Them coming off the randomly placed box next to the rail onto the randomly placed tables in the aisleway. You'd think they would learn not to put that kind of stuff there so people could go in through them, but they're there. So he put them through them. The stretcher spot was awesome. Pushing the stretcher and having him roll right in. The number of things that could have went wrong during that spot and that stretcher tip over early. So big ups to them for making that happen. The right person won. Hopefully they both separate. This should have been the last part of it.
I'm hoping.
But I guess the next question is since we both want to see it in, where does Priest go next?
Well, let's sometime I don't know what type of feud he would go into next, but I just pray that this is done. This should have been the opening match, and Penta should have been the main event in that case, or even Lyra, the women IC title should have been the main event. If we're all going to get mad at anything that went too long, it was this freaking storyline right here. Went too long, folks. So I'm just hoping it's done. I don't know. DP for sure.
Yep, he would be great.
He's going for praise. Yeah.
Priest after the Sheamus feud.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be a great match, though. That would.
Yeah, and we'll definitely talk about Breaker and Sheamus next week when we talk about Saturday night's main event, which is next Saturday. We will have our discussion about that next week. And TC agrees with you. It definitely went on too long. Hopefully they will get I think you've got a Finn Dom, which is kind of weird to say, a Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio feud that could be coming with the breakup of the Judgment Day. So that could be next for Finn. which is why I wanted to focus more on Damian Priest. Definitely, I actually wouldn't mind Karrion Kross and Damian Priest getting together and getting a little bit of edge back into Damian Priest, even if you wanted to turn heel a little bit. So that would be a cool feud for them as well.
Did you notice?
Yeah, hopefully this is just done.
Did you notice? And you were talking about the feud that's coming up. Dom didn't come out to help Finn.
Dom told him not to.
No, he said go check on his girl. That was all he said. He didn't say come out there. He didn't
he said don't worry about it. You need to go get her bags. He told him not to come out there in that segment.
Man. Listen, he's gonna twist it. Watch.
Well, I'm sure he will, but he said not to come out there. Dom did what he said. Dom was in the parking lot getting bags out of the car because
I'm pretty sure he's
not mad.
Who lives not mad.
Yeah.
I hope we see Dom's wife slap Liv someday.
Nah, they're not going to bring.
I'm messing around. I know they're not going to do that. I'm messing around.
Anything else from Raw that caught your eye? Because I think this is our last Raw slide before we move on to NXT.
No, you got one more for next week.
No, I do for next week. That's right. You're right. So next week we do have a WrestleMania rematch after the opening segment with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins, who all declared for the Royal Rumble. Good Lord, it's going to be a huge Royal Rumble. Because you've already got a couple other people, which we will talk about here in a little bit, who have entered the Rumble as well. So who do you think wins this match next week?
The mugshot. Seth Rollins. Look at his mugshot. That looks like a mugshot right there. Like, what is this?
It does.
I think Seth Rollins might win this match. Just because, Seth Rollins and they're trying to make Drew. See, I know I want to say Drew. I do want to say Drew. Okay, but it's just something tells me Seth Rollins. I don't know why. I think H loves Rollins.
Yeah, but I think they want Rollins to go on a losing streak for a minute so he can continue that heel character.
I feel that
because the more he loses, the more heelish the more he can go back and being a heel. Let's see, this is going to be the most unpredictable Royal Rumble. Yeah, probably. That's very true.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I like Seth as well, but you're right. Drew, he has an endless battery. I don't know. It's just like we have this discussion. I go through my head. I want to say Drew, but then it comes out Seth, and I'm like, screw it. I gotta go Seth because I said it. So now I'm sticking with what I said.
Nah, it's gonna be Drew. Drew's gonna beat him. Seth's gonna turn more heelish and start leaning into that heel character more and more. That way he can just be. Because look, he even said it a couple months ago. There aren't enough heels on the show.
No, you're right.
Raw doesn't have enough real heels.
You're right.
But you mentioned the mugshot. If that's not the face, and I'm talking about Seth Rollins, if that's not the face of like a 13-year-old kid who just got his video games taken away, I don't know what it is. I feel that.
Yeah, right.
Really, Mom.
Well, did you see his face when he was in LA at the Lakers game, right? And they were like, Becky Lynch is here and her date's here as well. He's like, are you serious? Are you serious? I'm a former world champion here. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not as popular as your wife.
That crap, man. Roman, that line from Roman lives in my head. If I wanted to wrestle with someone at WrestleMania, I'll call your wife.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Right. Moving on to what was a bigger NXT than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man, a lot bigger.
Yeah, starting off with Shotzi pinning Stephanie, which was supposed to be the number one contender. So I guess we're getting Shotzi and Fallon Henley for the North American title. I know I was confused. Maybe, and maybe they wanted to push the Stephanie Vacour back a couple weeks so they could put it on Rumble weekend to make it a bigger match.
That's what I was thinking.
So maybe this is just kind of a placeholder, but I didn't understand the booking, or hell, knowing NXT, they're going to turn it into a triple threat.
Somehow, some way. Yeah, but no, I like we said last week, I don't understand this whatsoever. Stephanie won the number one contenders match, right? And then you had Shotzi pin Fallon Henley in a match later on that night. That makes zero sense. It's zero sense on any standpoint.
So I actually don't mind that part, because what it should have done is set up the next opponent.
Yes.
I mean, that backstage segment with Stephanie and Ava and Shotzi could have easily ended as, Shotzi walks in and goes, "Hey, I know you got number one contender, but if you didn't notice, I just pinned the champion out there. So when you go beat her ass next time in the next pay-per-view, I
I
got
get
next.
next. Yeah, I get that.
I'm the first title shot after that. That would have been a perfect segue to a Stephanie Shotzi match at that point.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some reason backstage or behind the scenes. The reason we're doing Shotzi first, I don't know if it's just to give Fallon another match to build her title run before Stephanie. I don't know. It could confuse the hell out of me.
It confused me. It really did.
I'm a huge Shotzi fan.
I like Shotzi.
I have been. I love this group together. Shotzi, Gigi, and Tatum. The emo Puff girls. I love them. They're my favorite faction now that there is no more Chase U in NXT. But it baffled me. And I don't know. There's not a whole lot else to say about it. It was just confusing as shit.
Very confusing.
Let's see. Yeah, Seth, but Mom. Yeah, there you go. That was the perfect phase. But Mom.
But ma'am.
Exactly. Next up, you have the Meta 4 girls turning into number one contenders for the tag team titles. So at some point, we will get Meta 4 versus Bianca. And you okay there, brother?
Yeah, it sounded like my headphones went blank for a second.
That's all right. You just passed out. It's fine.
Okay, good.
You will have Lash and Jakara against Bianca and Naomi. Sorry, you made me lose my train of thought for the World Tag Team titles. I'm imagining this will probably be at Saturday night's main event just so they can have a big show.
Yeah.
Yes, Jay, you didn't watch last week. So the Emo Puff Girls is what I have named the Shotzi, Tatum, and Gigi. That is my name. I've made it. Go check out my ex. I actually made them an edit for, and Tatum Paxton actually liked it. She gave me a like on that post, so it is Tatum approved, which is all I really care about. So that's just my affectionate name for all three of them because they are like superheroes, but they're a little alternative. So they are my Emo Puff Girls.
They're going to be your next tag team champions right here. The Meta 4 girls. All right, listen. I love these girls. You know that. I'm a big fan of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. These two are going to beat Naomi and Bianca for those titles. And I will, man, it's time to give it to them. They deserve it. They're a great team. I love what they do. And honest to God, once everybody comes back, they got the best entrance in all of WWE.
I don't know about that. I mean, they've got a really great entrance. I don't know
what are you talking about.
Best in WWE.
You got Noam Dar. If he wins the Heritage Cup again, I know he's not going to, but he's holding that cup up. You know, you got Lash. You got everybody in there. It's beautiful. I love that group.
It is a great entrance. I don't know that it's the best in wrestling, but it's definitely a great entrance.
I said WWE, not wrestling.
Oh, okay. My bad. And to end that night, you had Bayley making a surprise return to NXT, confronting Roxanne Perez when she was trying to discuss what she's doing next. Do you think this leads to a feud between Bayley and Roxanne, maybe playing out this, as early as this Friday on SmackDown?
I was gonna say that, yeah. No, about the entrance though. Okay, so
hold on before you get started. I want to put this up there. It's Jay's comment. It's fairly long. That's what we're here for, Jay. Ruining childhoods every week.
But no, and then I get a no yeet for the entrance. But so basically, I was gonna say, yeah, I think she does interfere somehow on Friday, and then call, I think this is another passing of the torch type of deal.
I do too.
There's a lot of rumors going around that there's a lot of passing of the torch is about to happen. And I've already said it, one already happened, and we got Lyra Valkyria from Becky Lynch. Well, I think this one's another one. All right, because the third one is going to probably happen at WrestleMania, which I'm on board for. And that would be Charlotte and Tiffy Stratton. Boom, boom, that passing of the torch. But I'm on board with this. If you give me this feud right here, NXT is going to probably hit 1 million viewers or real close to 1 million. While Bayley is on air. Man, I totally screwed her name up.
And I hope they continue to blur the lines. Let Roxanne come to SmackDown. Let Bayley keep coming to NXT. Blur those lines, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you want to see. You don't want to treat NXT as a third brand anymore. Or as a development brand. Treat them as the third brand. Like you
But a
get my
lot of
words
those
right.
women, yeah, a lot of those women can hang with a lot of the main roster right now.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like I would
Heck yeah.
put a lot of them up against a lot of the main roster right now.
And hell, you've got 2 more belts to fight. You need more people to fight for
Mm.
those 2 secondary titles on the main roster. So
And that's what I was going to get at. So I know Lyra Valkyria is not going to lose the title right now, but think about it in this perspective. Roxanne Perez comes up after
Yeah.
WrestleMania or whatever, okay, and wins it. That title, she did great things with the NXT title. Imagine what she could do with the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, she would be a great champion for that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm excited to see this feud. Hopefully it plays out. I don't know that I want her to cost Bayley because I'd like Tiffany to get the win clean.
Clean, but that's not going to happen.
Which we will talk about more. Calm down. We'll talk about when we get to SmackDown. We got more show to go. Don't give it all away for free.
I'm sorry.
Got to keep something for SmackDown.
Please, Lord.
But definitely, I would love to see, and kind of going further in the future, I wouldn't mind Roxanne eliminating Bayley from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that too.
Set up another match later on. And I mean, there's a lot of places it could go. I'm excited for the future of Roxanne. She's ready to come up to the main roster today. So whatever they do with her, I think it's going to be big. So good luck to her going forward. And next week, you saw it play out. Eddie Thorpe gets his wish, pisses Obafemi off enough to get a title shot next week. Why you would want a title shot with Obafemi, I'm not sure, because you're going to get your ass kicked. Because Oba is the ruler. But he's going to get his wish. He gets to go get his ass kicked. But we all know how I think the match is going to go. What do you think will happen?
You know how I think this is going to go. Oba's about to destroy this man. Like, there's no doubt about it. Oba's about to kill this man.
How did Eddie Thorpe? No offense to Eddie Thorpe. I'm sure the guy's been doing great. But he went from nothing a month ago.
Like a DJ. I think he was a DJ a month ago.
But he was even gone for a couple weeks after the whole DJ thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because he was supposed to be like a cool Native American character. He came in doing the Native American dance, and that's cool. That's part of his heritage. And then they turned him into a DJ real quick, and it's like, okay, that was weird. And then he was gone for a couple weeks, and then he shows back up, and he's doing all the stuff with Ava. Then he supposedly gets beat up and gets in the triple threat match. I mean, it's like from 0 to 100 real quick. It seems like one of those instances where they had somebody else earmarked for something, and they got hurt or they left or something happened. And like, oh crap, we need to throw somebody else there. And Eddie Thorpe was the next person that walked through the door, and they're like, hey, you come here.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah,
right place at the right time. Yeah. That's crazy.
There's so many other people up and down that card that you could have put in this position, and they just kind of picked Eddie Thorpe out of nobody.
Ridge Holland.
He's doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. And his stuff with the Dawn's going to be really good. Probably next North American champion. So I'm here for that. It's just weird how he ended up in this position, but more power to him. He's done something right. They feel he deserves the chance. So they see a lot more behind the scenes than we do. So congratulations. You get to go get your ass kicked by Oba.
Ooh.
Exactly. Moving over to SmackDown, we will talk a little bit about last week, and then we will lead into what's happening tomorrow night on SmackDown. First up, the other part of the Rumble that we talked about from Raw, Roman Reigns does make, or I guess Paul Heyman makes the announcement for Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns, since he's now the tribal chief with the Ulafala again, decides he doesn't have to show up for work every week like he normally does. So there's that again, kind of regressing back to his old character. Paul announced that he is going to enter the Royal Rumble along with John Cena there, you see in the graphic. So, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, man. This Royal Rumble is crazy already.
Stacked.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena. And that's just the ones that they've announced on camera. They've also mentioned LA Knight and Jey Uso, even though he's fighting for the title next week. He's going to be in the Rumble. I guess that's going to tell you how that match is going to go. But who knows? Maybe they'll figure out a way to fix it. But yeah, definitely a stacked Rumble with a lot more to come. especially with an announcement that was made earlier today that we will talk about here in a little bit. But yes, I agree, Jay. Gone for a couple weeks, DJ. Exactly. It's interesting at best.
No yeet. He said no yeet. Hey, listen.
yeet.
If Jimmy wins, all right, I will fly out to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and give you that title.
If Jimmy wins, what?
The Royal Rumble.
What you're saying? He's got a better chance of winning the Kentucky Derby with a donkey.
Yeah, he's got a better chance of winning the Kentucky Derby with a donkey.
Okay, I'm making sure I got that right. I know I'm kind of gimmick infringing here. It needed it.
I don't know if I've been gimmick infringing all these years. I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, well, we're gonna give it to you since you were the one to do on the show. So I apologize if I stole your gimmick.
Oh, it's all good.
But I had to use it. It was the perfect line.
It was.
All right, next up, you've got Solo Sikoa returning next Friday. Quick comment, TC doesn't think Jimmy will win anything. I don't think he is either. So there's that. But yeah, Solo Sikoa returning. I don't know what's going to happen, man. I mean, there was a distinct lack of I love you solos on Friday SmackDown.
Yeah.
That scares me a little bit for Solo coming back. He may want to think about calling in sick tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Maybe taking a couple of extra weeks off. Maybe maybe his back hurts a little bit or something.
Hey, don't come back until SummerSlam.
Yeah. Because there was no ones in the air. He started to say I love you Solo at one point in the match, but it got interrupted.
There was no when I wake up and my eyes open, the first thing I say is I love you. So there was nothing like that. Okay,
there was none of that.
Oh, he's gonna die.
Jacob had a whole promo which he didn't mention Solo once.
What?
He didn't raise the ones at all. Solo about his ass whoops.
Yeah, I was gonna say him and Tama Tonga are gonna kill him. Right?
Yeah.
What they did to Jimmy is nothing compared to what Solo is about to go through.
Yeah. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're putting us to swerve. Maybe it was just too on the nose. But I think this is where you start to see the redemption of Solo coming back into the fold of the bloodline, becoming that enforcer again that everybody loved this time last year. You know, he was the guy. He was Jacob Fatu last year. Essentially, he was the number one guy. He was the enforcer that everybody said, "Oh, he's the next guy. Oh, he's gonna take over the tribal chief. Oh, he's gonna be the next guy when Roman loses. He's gonna be the guy." And then we made him the guy, and everybody turned on it.
Everybody did turn on him.
Little we forget, this time last year we were saying Solo Sikoa was going to be the next Jacob Fatu, essentially, or was going to be the first Jacob Fatu.
What made everyone not like he went through that losing streak. And that's when they started acknowledging that, and they're like, "What is he doing?"
It was more than that, because as soon as he came out in those stupid suits,
oh my god!
I mean, when he came out in just the fighting trunks, when he looked like more of a
street
version of Samoa Joe, and he was the street champ, the street king. That's when everything went wrong with Solo. When they put a suit on that man and told him to go talk, that's where he messed up. And it was all downhill from there.
You got a suit now. Go talk.
and that's it. Yep.
Okay.
That was his response to Jimmy winning the Royal Rumble. He's got a better chance of getting it.
I feel that. I'd rather take my chances with the Kentucky Derby though with a donkey. At least I know I'm winning a lot of money.
Yeah, and they did. They hinted at it, just like they hinted right after Roman Reigns lost when they said losing has consequences. This has been the story of the bloodline the entire time, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh gosh, how didn't see this coming?" Come on now, they've been teasing this for a while. Yeah, I mean, the only way you didn't see it coming is if your eyes were closed. That's it.
Or blind.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but thanks.
Whatever. I'm a sped. I can do it.
Last up, we have the WWE Women's Championship. We kind of mentioned it earlier. Tiffany Stratton takes on Bayley. Who you got, brother?
Oh, we all know who's winning. Tiffy. It's still Tiffy time, right? And my daughter knows what time it is, okay? She runs around going, "Dad, do that. Play it on. Put it on." So all the time, okay? So she knows what time. I love Bayley. I love the role model, all right? The role model has been one of my favorite wrestlers for a while now. But Tiffy just won this, and we're not done with the Nia Jax stuff yet. So we know that's coming, you know, either at Saturday Night Main Event or be it Royal Rumble, something. Nia Jax is about to get some, and she's going to get it, you know. Now, I'm not saying she's going to beat Tiffany Stratton, but she's going to get, you know, her revenge. Yeah.
I think the company has huge plans for Tiffany. I think they
Yes.
see a lot in her. I think they're going to make her a champion at least until SummerSlam,
Yes.
which kind of gives up any predictions I give until then on this title. I agree with you. I think Charlotte will come in and they will face each other at WrestleMania. So I think that's going to be. And look, I'm all for it. I think it's going to be a great match. You know, Tiffany has said in interviews that would be a dream match for her. Stephanie, because Charlotte is one of the reasons Tiffany got into wrestling. So that would be really cool. Like you mentioned, passing of the torch for that brand and that title. As much as I hate that for Bayley, I would love to see Bayley move over to Raw and take on Rhea Ripley, take on Aliyah Valkyria for the Intercontinental title. It just seems like she would fit more over there right now.
Yeah, but that World Heavyweight title would look better around her waist than that McDonald's WWE looking title that they have. I just do not like this design at all.
I mean, it is what it is. You got to have your brand on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, McDonald's style.
Anything else from SmackDown catch your eye? I think that's my last slide our last slide for SmackDown. I don't remember a whole lot else going. There was a whole lot of talking.
I just know that Jacob Fatu murdered LA Knight. Okay,
he did.
LA should just mind his own dang business. Don't push Jacob Fatu. All right. That when Jacob Fatu was telling that guy, that one dude, he's like, get out, back up. Like, first, he goes, you better watch yourself. You better think about your life before you act.
Well, it did cost him earlier because Jacob and Tama came out there and stopped the match when he was fighting Shinsuke.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, he needs to just stay in his damn lane.
Which here's a small pet peeve of mine too. Later on, because they have the graphics of who wins each match and whatever. That should have just been a DQ. I mean, LA Knight should have won that match via disqualification. But when they did the little graphic, it said no contest for some reason, which I thought was very weird. And it's very small, and I'm just a huge nerd, so nobody else probably really even noticed it.
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm just weird like that. But it was very odd that they called it a no contest instead of a DQ victory. I don't know. That was weird.
That is weird.
But since I don't understand it, we will move on.
Yeah.
Moving on to last night, Dynamite Maximum Carnage. And I'm going to be quite honest. This show didn't really do a whole lot for me.
I was angry at the finish of the AEW Championship match, but other than that, it was all right.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I did not like it, but I watched it and it was kind of like,
yeah,
that was okay.
Yeah,
that was 2 hours of my life.
It was fine.
2 hours and 10 minutes, I guess.
I'm just is that the first slide, the Hobbs slide, or who's the first slide?
Nope. First is Tony Storm winning the casino. We'll go in order. Tony Storm winning the casino gauntlet match. It's pretty amazing. They let somebody who's only been in the company for a month win this match and get a world title shot in her hometown, nonetheless, in Australia.
Oh my god!
Now this was a match that I thought was good. I thought the ending came out of nowhere, which kind of took some of the and I get it. They're pushing her as a rookie. So her using a roll-up to win out of nowhere makes sense. It just kind of took away from the match for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But what you just said, a rookie. Listen, we all know Toni Storm is no rookie, and I love it. I love this gimmick, okay? She is on freaking fire. With the timeless Toni Storm to this, it has been beautiful, okay? And I love it.
Yeah, she 100% deserves it. I think you're going to get a regression at Australia where even if she may lose this match and then start regressing back into timeless Toni Storm. I love how Mariah May played it off on commentary, clapping and cheering as the rookie won. Megan Bain showing up. Holy crap. Megan Bain is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What little bit I've seen her on the indies impressed me even more during this match. I'm a little familiar with her. I've seen a couple of matches, but I'm not. We've talked about it before. I don't get a chance to watch a ton of indie wrestling, so I'm not as familiar with her. What I saw was awesome. I haven't seen that she's signed with AEW, so it may be a one and done. I haven't seen the All Elite graphic like you've seen for other people.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good match. You progressed the storyline between Statlander and Willow,
Yes.
kind of getting back together. Harley Cameron came out, and Harley Cameron's always entertaining. She's the Chelsea Green of AEW, as I'm going to call her. She's kind of maximizes her minutes. She's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, just a good match overall. I mean, there was a lot of women you didn't include as well. So ending the match that quick when you could have, brought in some other women like Queen Aminata.
Yes.
Hell, you could have had, I know Athena's over in Japan, but you could have brought somebody like her into it for a night. I mean, there was a lot of other people you could have at least showcased before you had the roll up. That it just something about the booking took away from how great this match really was.
Yep.
Next up, the return of Samoa Joe. Yeah, you have the Patriarchy against Hook. The Patriarchy is jumping Hook, and then all of a sudden, the music of Samoa Joe hits and comes out. And he saves Hook. Him and Shibata and Hook looks like there's going to be a 6-man tag team. What'd you think about the segment?
I mean, I love watching Samoa Joe. He's smooth, always. He's also in his 40s, and he's still smooth. Okay, so this man knows how to elevate a match. He knows how to make a match look good. He knows how to do everything. But him and Christian going at it again. Oh man, that is going to be beautiful.
And I'm a huge Samoa Joe fan. One of my favorite moves in wrestling is when somebody comes off the top rope, he just turns and walks away.
He turns and walks away. Yeah.
Is why more people don't do that. I get it. He kind of does it the most, so it's kind of his move. But the fact that more people don't do that baffles me because that is the smartest and funniest thing to do in the world.
He's like,
oh shit, somebody's jumping at me. I'm just gonna move.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't doing this.
That would be the perfect move for like a Kevin Owens. That would be a very Kevin Owens thing to do.
Yes, that would be funny though. That would be.
And hilarious. I know they've been friends since their Ring of Honor days, so I could see Kevin Owens talking to Samoa Joe, maybe using that. That it's one of the funniest moves in wrestling.
I love it.
But explain to me, this is, as much as I'm a huge Samoa Joe fan and love Samoa Joe, why the hell is he coming out and getting involved with this storyline when the last time we saw Samoa Joe, it was Chris Jericho putting him through a wall with a forklift?
And that's what I was thinking too, because like, well, are we supposed to forget about that?
Exactly.
Like, or are we gonna wait till later? Because I was thinking about that last night too. I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
I understand Jericho's on RO, he's an ROH champion, but I mean, Samoa Joe was an AEW champion, so was Jericho. They could battle it out for the ROH championship. I mean,
beyond all of that, beyond champion, beyond whatever, if you and I are feuding and you put me through a wall with a forklift, I promise you I'm not going after anyone else when I get out of the hospital. I am coming directly after you.
I'm going right to your house as soon as I get out of the hospital.
There's no, oh, hey, I get it. I'm friends with Hook and Shibata, and we had this little niche group at one time, so I'm going to come out and save him. I'll come save him later after I kick your ass for putting me through a wall with a forklift.
Yeah, I'm going to take your 7-foot tall giant. Yeah.
Yeah. That's job number one.
Exactly. Yeah, handle your business.
So why they brought him back in this role is, again, kind of the same thing with the women's gauntlet match. It's just a booking decision that just doesn't make sense.
No sense at all. None.
I mean, it's just I don't know what we're doing. As much as I've praised AEW over the past months, I don't know what we're doing, man, and it sucks.
Well, I don't think you have that slide on here, which we're going to talk more about AEW here in a minute. If we're going to the powerhouse slide, I can wait to the MJF stuff because it's like your booking decisions that you were talking about.
Do I not have? Oh, apparently, I don't have an. I thought I had a Hobbs slide. So go ahead and talk about Hobbs.
All right, so basically the ending. Okay, I don't know if you saw it, but Hobbs did the power slam off the ropes. That bugged me at the end, where Moxley just pops up and he just turns it into an armbar right away. It's like, well, come on. We were talking about booking and stuff. It just doesn't make sense. You hear the criticisms about how you fumbled Warlow. You're fumbling Hobbs. You have no idea what you're going to do with Archer and Brian Cage, right? And you call him the Bird Cage, but You
No,
don't
I
know
call
what
them
you're
the
gonna.
murder cage.
The murder cage. That's what it was called. The murder cage. You know, it's still. You don't know what you're doing with them. At some point, someone's got to say, "Listen, TK man, we got to do better." You know, we're not even beating developmental right now, and it's because of decisions that we're making like this. You know, instead of progressing a storyline that had everyone hooked and could possibly make Chris Jericho look good again. Okay,
No, no.
he said no. You know, I get.
The only thing that will make Chris Jericho look good again is retirement.
Oh God, just staying in Fozzy. You're saying
That's it. Go away.
go
Go
away.
tour with your band and let 100 people watch you play with your band.
Yay, man!
That's the only thing that will make Chris Jericho look good is retirement. And let Samoa Joe retire him. Since we still got Samoa Joe on the screen, let Samoa Joe be the one to retire him, take over ROH, and take it to new heights.
And to the people saying that the Death Riders are horrible for AEW, I think they're like the best thing they got going on faction wise right now. They're doing some crazy stuff right now. I just don't
said
think
that
people...
at first. I mean, some of the booking decisions have left me baffled.
Well, yeah, no, that's
the same with the Death Riders.
Yeah,
that's the same with the Death Riders. So I can see that criticism coming because of the way they've been booked.
but that's not on them, though. That's a prime example, the Samoa Joe thing. Yeah,
I get it. I'm with you. Speaking of weird booking decisions, next week on Dynamite, you have the weird. Rated R superstar Cope taking on Pac out of the blue. I mean, I get it. He's part of the Death Riders. Cope wants to go, I guess, he wants to climb the mountain of the Death Riders. So at least that makes a little bit of sense.
It makes some sense.
I saw somebody on YouTube, maybe it was YouTube, it's either YouTube or Twitter Space, talk about how interesting it is when you have people like Orange Cassidy, you have people like Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia, MJF, Brody King, Swerve, and I get it. Swerve's technically a former WWE guy, but nobody really thinks of WWE when you think of Swerve. Hangman Page, Omega, Ospreay, all these people, and yet the person that they have tapped to save AEW is somebody who just came from WWE a year ago
and broke his leg a few months ago.
Yeah, it's literally had 5 matches in AEW now.
Yeah.
We've got him fighting to save AEW as a former WWE guy. Why can't one of your AEW guys, who they have amazing stars, Swerve would be amazing in this spot.
Yes.
Climbing the ladder to take on Moxley to save the spirit of AEW, which he embodies.
Yes.
Hangman Page would be perfect for this spot.
Yes, he would. It would be.
But instead, we've got Cope and FTR.
Yep. You know, honestly, the best thing about next week's match between this is that we get to see that beautiful title on our screens again. I love that trios title.
Will we though, or is he going to come out without it like they've been doing?
I know, but still, I hope they bring it out because that damn thing's so pretty.
And it sucks because Dynamite was cooking for a few weeks there.
And we were talking about it, how they were completely staying between 635 and 680.
I'm not even worried about the ratings at this point. I don't even care about that number anymore because they're on Max. It's going to be skewed. I don't care.
Oh no.
They were putting out a good product every week.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
It's back to their old ways.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel your pain because I just don't like the decisions that they're making lately. You know,
it doesn't seem to make sense in a lot of ways.
No, because like you said, you know, it kind of feels WCW-esque. You know, we need a savior. Who did that last time? Lex Luger and Sting. Were the two
Sting
saviors.
Made sense because he was a guy. Sting made sense.
Sting made perfect sense. You know,
Lex Luger not so much.
No, but that's they portrayed it when everyone came out and they were putting him up. You know, he finally did it. You know, he beat was it Hogan at the time? He beat one of the NWO members at the time. He's like, he finally did it. Yeah. Well, either way, I think it was Hogan because they were trying to WWE had it right or WWF had it right to push Luger at the time. You know, after Hogan, but that was years
oddly
ago.
Oddly enough, in that scenario, you had 2 former WWF guys fighting for the soul of WCW at the time when you had plenty of WCW guys who could do it better.
Oh, hell of a lot better.
Oddly enough, now you have two WWE guys who are fighting over the soul of AEW when there's tons of AEW guys who could be doing the same thing.
It's WCW-esque all over again.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It does have a lot of connective tissue in there. But we are going to move on to the next slide. To a happier announcement. And this did change today with this huge announcement.
Oh, it did.
The WWE and TNA have announced a multi-year partnership creating unprecedented crossover opportunities between TNA and NXT. And it does say TNA and NXT. It does mention WWE as the company, but let's not go crazy and think we're going to get all these TNA wrestlers on SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, no.
Because you're just not. You're not.
Yeah, no. It's this is TNA.
Yeah. This is here to help the TNA wrestlers and the younger, the NXT and TNA wrestlers get more reps. Yeah, you'll see some people in the Royal Rumble, which will kind of go into the question you see down there at the bottom of some of the crossovers we want to see. But I don't want to see on the internet in a month going, oh, you can't get a TNA guy on the main roster. It's not what this is for. It says it in the. Go to TNA Wrestling, click on the little thing at the bottom where it says this is to get younger stars reps.
Yep, that's 100% for. Yep. It's
to get eyeballs on both NXT and TNA. It's going to benefit both TNA and NXT and WWE. You will see them on select premium live events, which is what the actual press release says. So don't get it twisted when you don't see a ton of people on the main roster. It's just not going to happen. You may get one or two. That's it. It's going to be predominantly NXT. It's going to be predominantly TNA that go back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see some surprise entrants. You may see a surprise entry into like Money in the Bank or definitely the Royal Rumble. Don't be surprised if Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry are in the Royal Rumble. Don't be surprised at all.
Oh, don't be surprised. No, but think about it in this perspective. You're asking what do we want to see this year? Give me Oba, give me Moose. Give me Oba, give me Moose. Everyone can shut up on that one. Or give me Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page. All right.
I mean, we've kind of already had that though, because he was a part of the all ego beginning of that storyline.
You're right.
But you mentioned Moose and Oba. I'd love to see that. I'd like to see Moose and Ridge Holland.
Ooh.
I'd like to see Moose and Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo's a pretty big boy too.
Ash by Elegance versus Lash. I had that written down. That would be freaking fire.
I still want to see Mickie James and Fallon Henley.
Tessa Blanchard versus Cora Jade. That'd be a good match.
I'd like to see Steph Delander come into with Tatum Paxley.
Yes,
that would be cool.
That'd be amazing.
A lot of people don't remember Steph Delander used to be in NXT.
Yeah,
was Indy's best friend. She dated Duke Hudson on screen. I don't know if it was an off-screen thing, but I know on screen it was. She actually made a Twitter post about that she hopes that PCO and Duke Hudson don't run into each other because it may be awkward, which I thought was hilarious on her Twitter, having callbacks to when she was Persia Parada, I think her name was something like that. But yeah, she was Indy Hartwell's best friend when it was Hartwell, Loomis, her, and Duke. So she's had some time there. Again, Ash by Elegance coming back. She's already made one appearance in the previous. I'd like to see her come back. I think she would do really well against a I don't know. Somebody had Fatal Influence, not Fallon Henley. JC Jane, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say JC Jane. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of other stuff you could see. I do think we do. I think we get a couple of people in the Royal Rumble. Jordan Grace is always a fan favorite. If Joe Hendry doesn't show up at the Royal Rumble, why are you even doing this? Because that dude's still over as hell. That music hitting in Indianapolis at the Royal Rumble will be the biggest pop of the night.
Wave your hand, yeah.
Yeah, so tons of crossovers that we'll be able to go through, and I'm here for it. Hopefully it will help TNA. Hopefully it will help TNA's viewership that they can get a broadcast network that's a little better than what they have.
Yes,
so I can watch them every week,
and then we can start talking about them.
And we can talk about them more. We will make a spot for TNA on here now. But unfortunately, I'm poor. I don't get to watch it. It's just life. It happens.
He said it's just life.
All right, moving up to the Sped and Stampede Matchmaker of the Week. It is the Matchmaker series of workhorses. I'll let you introduce it since it's your brainchild. Go ahead.
All right, so this is Stampede's brainchild. Actually, all 4 members, that's why his logo's down there. All 4 members are from him. So here we go, folks. We got Sting versus Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes versus Barry Windham, all right? And in this match, we got 4 legends. 4 legends across the 80s that were workhorses, all right? Stampede gave me, and I forgot to write them all down, but he gave me the list of how many matches they had and whatnot, and they were all over 200 matches. Crazy stat when I was looking at it. So in this match, I think all 4 start off with staring at each other, old school style. You know, they're gonna work the crowd a little bit, get the build up and whatnot. But then you're gonna see Ric Flair do his patented chops, padoosh, and he's gonna do it on his rival Dusty Rhodes. All right, he's gonna start hitting Dusty. Bam, he's gonna hit him. Boom, boom. They're gonna pick up what they left off on the NWA World Title. Sting looking to prove himself. He takes on Barry. Those two have a little good, a little feud going on right then and there. But you know, you don't really see Barry versus Flair. Why? Full Horseman. All right, they got a connection. You get what I'm saying? So you don't really see those two go at it. So opening match, Flair starts targeting Dusty with the chops. Bam, they open up their thing. Mid match, we see Sting take control by doing a crossbody off the top rope, and he lands on Barry and Ric Flair. All right. So after that, you see Dusty take Sting, hit him with a couple elbows, boom, boom. All right. And then we get the momentum shift coming in. All right. So here's how it is. Sting locks in the sharpshooter, and the crowd explodes. He locks it in on Ric Flair, though. All right. Wyndham breaks it up because of the you know, he doesn't want Sting to win. 2, that's his buddy from the Four Horsemen days, right? Dusty takes advantage, throws out Barry, and tries to he does his little flip-flop and fly combo, you know, on Ric Flair, right? Here's the closing sequence, right? Sting throws Dusty out of the ring. Wyndham holds back Dusty from getting in the ring, while the dirtiest player in the game low blow Sting, rolls him up 1, 2, 3. That's how I see it.
And who wins?
Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game.
Okay. Michael from Kicking At It Too says at some point we have to have a spot where Flair's egging on Sting and Dusty to lock up, but they turn and punch Flair together. That would be really cool.
That would be nice. Yeah, I just didn't want to keep going.
Yeah, who do you think wins though, Michael? Or anybody else in the comments? Who do you think wins the match?
Who do you think wins this match?
So you've got Ric Flair winning. Look, I'm 4 legends, 4 of the all-time greats.
Greats.
Only one dirtiest player in the game, though. It's got to be Ric Flair.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He's going to roll up somebody, maybe grab some tights.
Yep.
Prove why he's the dirtiest player in the game. We'll say it's on Dusty just because he's probably the most popular of other than Flair out of all of them. I know Sting is very popular, but he's probably more of a bigger baby face because you had the Dark Sting character a little while after.
Yeah.
So I think he rolls up Dusty, gets the tights, gets the 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Let's see. Lady Alpha thinks Sting wins.
80 Sting was a different animal, though.
Michael thinks it's got to be Flair. Probably tricking Barry into helping. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that too. Yeah, I can see that.
Tricking him into helping him and then turning on him. Yep.
Yep. I can see that too. If you guys have any requests for next week's Matchmaker series, let me know. Hit me up on X at Spedrock, SP3D, I'll answer it. And if you got a logo, let me know and I'll put it on here. We will give you credit for giving us a Matchmaker series. Right?
Yep. And if you don't follow Sped, you can DM me and I will get you in touch and I'll make sure the message gets passed along at @Big Mike 27. Leave comments on YouTube, on X. You can go to Twitch for Sped, SP3DROCK on Twitch as well. You can follow us on TikTok until it gets banned at _Big Mike 27 and at SP3DRCK on TikTok as well. Once that gets banned, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. We are starting to do Facebook and Instagram Reels more You will see more of that presence from the channel on there as well, just in case TikTok does go the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Right.
Stupid media.
Next up, we have our special announcements. And this will have to do. There is a slide, so I'm gonna wait just a minute because it will give it away. Over the next couple of weeks, we have the Royal Rumble coming up 2 weeks from Saturday. We are going to have a special show the Thursday before the Royal Rumble at this normal time slot, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. We are going to have the first ever run-in Royal Rumble fantasy draft. It was going to be Sped, myself, and 4 other guests. We will announce them over the coming of the next week. We will announce rules of the run-in fantasy draft. That way you guys can play at home. Over the next week, we will do a draft order next week where we will have a live wheel, which we will spin. It will all be random to see who the draft order is because we will know all 6 competitors at that time. And then when we watch the Royal Rumble, we'll see who wins. We are working on getting the winner a trophy that we can send to them. They will be representing other podcasts that you will see on YouTube, and we want you to go check out all their podcasts as well. Again, we will be making those announcements on our X page, and I will put up shorts on YouTube announcing all of the participants and the rules. Live draft next Thursday, and then we will live draft order announcement next Thursday, and then 2 weeks from tonight we will have a draft for the Royal Rumble and see who takes the victory at the Royal Rumble, which everybody knows is going to be me. I mean, I hate to go ahead and spoil it. It's not a prediction. It is a spoiler. I will be winning the Royal Rumble fantasy draft, not only because I came up with the concept, but just because I'm better.
Yeah, but will you be winning my crown when we do our recording for our picks? That's not happening.
We will have our normal predictions where it's just me and Sped for the WWE crown. That will be on a separate show sometime either next week or before our show Thursday. That will be just our predictions for our crown. This was the fantasy draft is for a separate title and separate trophy just for those 6 people. And again, we'd love for you guys to play at home. I will put the rules and everything up on Twitter so you can see it, how the scoring will work, everything like that. So we'd love for you to join in. Let us know how you do. Let us know what happens in your league or in your draft. But it should be a lot of fun. We wanted to find a different way to celebrate the Royal Rumble, make it interesting. Both of us played fantasy football this last year, so we were both big fans of that. I know it's very popular. So I wanted to try to find a way to incorporate that into what we do here. We are going to be doing special shows all year for all of the big pay-per-views and PLEs for both WWE and AEW. So we will have a special show coming up before All in Texas on the 15th. And yes, I do say a fantasy draft, Michael. To make sure you tune in this week to see who may be in that. Maybe some people you've seen in the comments tonight. Maybe some people you see on X. Maybe some people you follow. Stay tuned.
Twitch.
Or on Twitch. Or on TikTok, at least until Sunday.
Just don't go on Red Note.
But definitely, please tune in for all of that content coming up. And like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. This is the top part in the show where I will say goodnight. We will let the Sped take the floor for the final word. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for everyone in the comments. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for everything we have coming up. We love you guys. And I will turn it over to my tag team partner for the final word with Sped.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys, man. It's been fun. 15 episodes. Look at that. 15. Me and you've been doing this since what? August, September time frame.
Well, we've been doing it since October. This iteration, the run-in has been since October.
Since October. Okay, so since then, we have gained over 100 followers on Twitch, and we gotten you over 100 subscribers on YouTube. You know, so this show's been doing great. We love doing what we're doing for you guys, and what we're about to unveil for throughout the year for you guys is going to be crazy, and it's going to be this. When Big Mike says this is a non-judgmental show, we mean it. All right, we don't care about that tribalism bull crap. We're not here just for WWE. We're not here just for AEW. I wish we could talk about TNA. I wish we could talk about Noah, MLW, stuff like that. That'd be cool. But we don't got that type of time, so we're going with the big two, the big three, really, if you count NXT. But that's the thing. You guys make this fun for us. All right. So just keep it cool on Twitch or on X. Sorry, I was going to call it Twitter and it came out Twitch. But keep it cool on there. Stop bashing people for not liking a match that you like. Or because someone likes a certain wrestler, you got to bash that person. Don't do that, And, I'm just happy that we have you guys here. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.